What's up, guys? Sorry, 1 second. We're a little bit delayed. I was trying to quickly invite somebody to a clan, and it's not working. Just new engine things. So, give me 1 second here, just trying to get this sorted. I probably should have done this before I started up the stream, but that's what a responsible streamer would do. I am not a responsible streamer. So, hold up 1 second here while we try to get some of this stuff sorted. Corey Taylor, thank you for the follow. We're just a couple minutes delayed here this evening. Gives me more time to rudely eat food before I turn my camera on. Okay. This is a very interesting bug. All right. Well, doesn't look like it's going to work. So, all right, I can swap the camera over. What is going on, everybody? Hi. Welcome to Pristontale. We're going to be playing Pristontale at some point this evening. We're not just going to be dealing with technical issues, but unfortunately, that's kind of been a little bit of the name of the game recently with the engine update. It's been a few bugs we've had to work through, but as expected, when there's a massive change made to a 24-year-old game, there's bound to be a few issues, but we're working through them. I know the team is working hard at getting an update out that's going to fix a lot of them, so hopefully we'll be good to go forward, but that's not going to affect us tonight, because we can play. Funny story about that. I did try to do a stream on Friday. I took the day off from work. My intention was, the new engine just came out. I was going to do a full, day stream of the new engine, have some hype. And then, yeah, the game wouldn't work on my computer. Again, another classic new engine issue. We still don't really know exactly what the problem was, but basically me and Chaos were troubleshooting for almost the entire day trying to fix my problem, because I was having the issue and a couple other people in the community were having the issue too. And so we were working on it for the entire day trying to fix it. We got nowhere. I did all of the basic things that you do as a gamer, right? So when you're having an issue, you install new graphics drivers, you make sure your Windows is up to date, you make sure all the, the driver situation is going well, because those are the classic things you do, right? So I did all that. Still didn't work. So I figured, that wasn't what was causing the problem. So then, the next day, after we had been troubleshooting this for 6 hours, the next day I woke up and I'm like, you know what? I'm going nuclear option. We're going to do a clean install of the GPU driver. We're just going to completely reset this and see if that fixes it. Well, guess fucking what? It fixed it. A clean install of the GPU drivers completely fixed my problem that was happening with the game. So unfortunately, though, that means the Friday stream was shot, so I couldn't stream on Friday. Saturday, I had something going on, so I couldn't stream Saturday. Sunday, I was hungover from the thing I did on Saturday, so couldn't stream Sunday. Yesterday, I was busy, so that leaves us with today. We can finally stream again. But God, it's been quite the journey since we've last checked in on the night. Let me swap over to the game screen, and you can see where we're at these days. So, first off, if you haven't played recently, welcome to the new engine. Things are looking very sweet. We've got shadows now, you'll notice. Lots and lots of shadows. Hell of a great time. What else do we have on this screen? Well, you'll notice a few things. My user interface is a little bit weird. So one of the things I've been doing besides streaming over the last week, besides playing also, is I've been putting a ton of work into this new UI mod that I've been doing on my account. So I had this idea of this like dark wood theme with like some like sharp edges design. And so I was working on that for a while, and I've got a little bit of it done. We've got, you can see the inventory here, the HUD, and then I've got like the warehouse and stuff done. So we're making progress on it. It's still not fully done, but there's enough that it's usable. So yeah, new engine, new UI. If you would like to download the beta version of the UI, !mods will get you to that. Let me just type that in chat, load that up myself. It'll bring you to a Google Drive. Basically this Google Drive is where I'm going to store all my mods going forward. I used to have them on a different website, now I'm going to store them here. In here, you can find all of the installers for the different mods. I'm doing an installer now instead of just a zip file, so that way it's even less confusing for people installing mods. So basically, you run the installer, you tell it to go to your Pristontale EU folder, and then it'll just extract everything that needs to be put in there for it. So if you want my new UI, it's the top one here, Ash UI 2025. I'll give it a better name someday, but we're just going with that for now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Do we want to play Pristontale, or you just want me to blab on for the next 15 minutes? So, the night. Like I said, it's been a while since we've checked in on the night. I think the last time I played, I was like almost 7x, I think. I think I had like one level to go till 7x. Progressed a little bit since then. We are 20 levels higher. I've played a lot of the night over the last week and a half or so. I've really been enjoying my time with it. And so, yeah, we're going to keep at it. My goal, will this happen? I don't know. But my goal is to hit 120 on this night. Will it happen? I don't know. I've made that goal in the past on different characters. I've tried my hardest to get to that point, but I've never been able to do it. Now, I know since the last time I attempted to get to a high level character, things have been simplified a little bit more. Things are a lot faster at the higher. So I think there's a better chance now than there has been in a very long time that I am going to reach max level on this character. Also, I have a bunch of friends that I could play with if I hit max level. So I have inspiration there to play with some of my old friends. So will we do it? We'll find out. Well, why don't we just get back to this journey and enjoy ourselves on this fine day of Pristontale. Let's see. Rev, do you want to party? I can't do... This is so stupid. New bugs. See if Rev wants to party. All right. Oh, Ash, it was a great stream today. Really admire who you represent and what you do here on the server. I'm also oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Awesome. I don't know if I've ever met another trans person in the community, but that's awesome. Awesome. Good to see you. I'm glad you stopped by. All right. Yeah, what are we doing? I like literally just got home from like a doctor's appointment. And so like I came home, set stuff up, and then instantly started the stream. So I'm like, I haven't done any preparation for this. So Bear with me here. Did it not purchase? Oh, damn it. Did I just buy grates? Man, I am out of it right now. Anybody wants 70 great stamina pots? They're currently sitting at the miscellaneous store, because I'm not holding on to that. Whoa, okay. The window's like half. Rev, if you're watching the stream, I actually don't need either of those, but thank you though. I have better gear than that. Or similar gear to that, just I already have it mixed. So my sword was already had some stuff put into it. Ah, I have armor for you, Rev. Hold. Found this epic Doom armor. Oh, I can't trade with you. Okay, hold up 1 second. I gotta restart my game client. I've got a bug where I think because I'm trying to send a clan invite to Rev, it's actually breaking my interaction thing with another player, and so now I need to restart to fix it. Oh, I should show this. Wait, if some people are watching who haven't played the game before, or who don't like regularly play PTEU, I gotta show this off actually. Dude, check out the new login screen. Like, holy shit. Has there ever been a more beautiful login screen in Pristontale history? Like, this is so cool. It's previewing the new map, but I think, yeah, so what it's doing, so this is the really cool part about the map preview that it's doing right now. It's not a video file. This is actually, I believe, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on the development side of things, but I don't think this is actually a video file. I think this is actually a camera scrolling through the new map. Because it doesn't look like, there's no, like, artifacts or anything that typically happens when you release a video. And also, I know from experience, having tried to create a video for the login screen, that there's a limit to how big you can make that video, because the video I made was this video. I might play the music. I might need to kill that. Oh shit, not that one, sorry. BRB screen. I made this video here. This was supposed to be a login screen video, but it ended up being way too big, so we scrapped it, and that's why I use it on my stream. So I'm pretty sure that this is actually just rotating a camera through, wrong thing again, through the game, which is really fucking cool, because that's like options for the future for them to do it for different maps. But anyway, tangent. This is what the new map is, by the way. Whispering Vale. Pretty hype. This is the first, I think, 100% custom-made map for Pristontale EU. So, super exciting. Also, it's doing a theme that's like something we haven't really seen before, with Morian beginner map theme, which is super cool. That's an area of the game that never got any emphasis, and I'm glad to see it's getting some emphasis now. And there's like spawns. So this is a really cool thing about this map. You can kind of see it. There are spawns that happen way higher than the rest of the map. And because of the new draw distance changes with the new engine, you can now see way further away. So when you're on these high spawns, you can see down on all the other people beneath you. And that's something that the Pristontale engine has never been able to do previously. So this new map is actually taking advantage of this new aspect that the new engine is providing us. So yes, we've had a lot of bugs with the new engine, and that's like understandable, but it's already going to be paying off, as we're going to get content that we haven't gotten before. So super cool, super cool. Anyway, I don't want to show off my stuff, so we're going back to the other stream. Sorry, Rev, I know I'm being a little slow. I didn't realize I had so much to talk about. Also, the game takes a little bit longer to load now, but I mean, you know, it's doing a lot more than it used to. Okay. Caffeine's been had. Totally missed my garbage can. Perfect. Deal with that later. Let's get this shit. Rev's just waiting here. Nice. All right. Party. Trade. Rev, I need to trade you. So yeah, I found epic Doom armor when I was in Iron 2, but I got it as an Atlanta spec. I was like, ah, damn it. So I tried re-rolling it 3 times, never got Knight, but I did get Mech. And I was like, well, okay, once I'm done using it, I can give it the Rev. So now he's got some pretty badass armor. So the dude that, okay, let me tell you, Rev, I've been partying with him a lot for the last like 20 levels. He does not take damage. He does not take damage. I have never seen his health drop even a little bit. And now I just gave him epic armor. Dude is never gonna take damage. Alright, anyway. Oh, I guess I don't have to put that. Whatever. Expect me to both type and talk to you, Rev. Let's go do some I2. I need to play. I haven't played today. I have Chaos Kara. I have Chaos Kara quest that I still need to do. Oh, I have a Fury that I can do in 15 minutes. Nice, forgot about that. Yeah, let's just go to I2. I have all the quests to do. I need the boss timers. Do we still have a boss timers? I need to know, is this hour the hour for... Does Chaos Kara spawn this hour, or is it next hour? Okay, so I think Chaos Kara spawns... I think Chaos Kara spawns, if I'm translating this time right, in 45 minutes. So, okay, so that is next boss. Okay. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Rev. Yeah, we've reached that level now where I actually have to be concerned with the boss timers. It's nice for the first 80 levels when every boss spawns every hour. Then you hit 9x and all of a sudden, oh, damn it, now I gotta actually track this stuff. Okay, I guess I shouldn't say, I'm not 9x yet. Okay, I'm jumping the gun a little bit. I got 33% to go, I'm so sorry. Oh, hell yeah, we just got all world buffs. Nice, nice, nice. One of the most annoying bugs of the new engine is that you don't see people on the map all the time anymore, which is kind of hard for finding parties. Just kind of sucked, but... yeah, like, there's people on, like, all these spawns, but you just wouldn't know it. Oh, there's ads playing? Ah, stupid ads. If I could disable all ads, I would. Unfortunately... Twitch is not gonna let me do that. Alright, where do we want to go, Rev? Do we want to try to party with those people we walked by? I didn't see what level they were. This only happens in certain maps, not... oh, really? Okay. Interesting. Good old Pristontale bugs. Consistency? Never. Alright, we got one person here. Is there a person at the top? See if they want to party. I almost said... whoops. Come on, you gotta invite Rev. Rev, can you just not be invited to anything? Is that your problem right now? Alright, I'll... Rev, I'm trying. Okay, there we go. Okay. Wait. Oh, wait, is the double... Wait a minute. Oh, shit. The distance is too much. Oh, I need them to move a little bit closer. We're actually outside of double yellow range. Oh god. Yeah, so I've noticed this about the new engine. Sometimes monsters like to spawn on top of things. Which is definitely a, I think mob counts should count in party. I mean, it'll only count if we're within, party range, right? Pretty sure. The problem was when I first got up here, they were outside of the range. Oh, it's only XP party range. Okay, I guess I didn't know there was a difference. Yeah, so one of the other changes that happened with this update was the spawns got changed. So, classically, Pristontale operates on... Every spawn has flags, spawn flags. They're called that because when you're on a GM character, it's literally a flag. But there's spawn flags that are put around a spawn area, and then monsters will spawn exactly on top of that spawn flag. There was a change made with the new engine. Man, we really have to stay really close to get the XP to count. This is kind of annoying. There was a change made with the new engine, where instead of a bunch of flags on one spot, it's just one flag, and then you tell that flag how many monsters to spawn. And then the monsters will spawn in an area around that flag. So, in theory, it's supposed to help some things. Like, what it does is it allows you to basically create flags that spawn a ton of monsters. So that could be used for something in the future. Whereas before, if you wanted to spawn a bunch of monsters, you obviously had to then put a flag down for every single monster you wanted to spawn, which is like, from a development side of things, just out of the question. So it does open up the world to some new things. Now, the problem is, if you think about a flag system, you would put the flags here in this area. So you know for a fact that the monster wouldn't spawn in weird places like right up here. Unfortunately, now that it's just going by an area, it can spawn up there. So there's some little bugs with the system that need to get worked through. It is going to be a better system in the long run. More versatile and better. But as with any new change to the game, it has brought with it some new and exciting bugs. But we'll get through them. That's the nature of developing on a 24-year-old game. I mean, just think about it. This game was designed to run on, like, fucking Windows... Let's see. If the original game was 2001, does that mean it was originally designed to run on, like, Windows 98 or, like, Windows ME? Like, was it even XP at that time? I don't even know if it was XP. So, if that puts into perspective just how old this game is... So yeah, when new bugs pop up because there's a giant graphical update made to the game, it shouldn't be too surprising. Did we have Windows XP in 2001? I can't remember when XP showed up. We're gonna try something here. So one thing about the new engine is you can change how you want it to render. Like you can change how the light levels are set up. I had it on cold mode, but now we switch it to bright mode because this map was a little too dark for my liking, so. October 25th, 2001 for Windows. Yeah, I don't know when the first ever like release of PT, I almost called it PTEU, first ever release of PT itself was. I don't even know what the date is exactly. Sometimes they list the date as 2001, sometimes they list it as 2002, so I don't even know if the original devs have a specific date. And then it came to what? EPT, I think was... Did EPT start in 2004? I think EPT started in 2004. And I started playing it 2004? Dude, I don't remember anymore. It's been too long. Yeah, I think the launch was 2004. Yeah. So, oh wait, you want to know what that means? This could be a funny way to think about it. Pristontale EU has lasted longer than the original EPT lasted. I'm not counting Suba games. I'm talking original EPT, pre-Suba games. Which I know it kind of is a pointless thing to say because, you still kept the same characters when it switched over to Suba, but if you think only pre-Suba, technically Pristontale EU has lasted longer. Because I think we're at 6 years, right? I think it was 2019 that this server started. I started in mid-2020. Was when I started on this server. Like June-ish of 2020. You know, when the world was falling apart and we all were trying to find something to do. That's why I came to Pristontale. Everything was falling down around me and I'm like, I need a comfort game. I need a game that just brings me happiness. Because if there was ever a time in my life where I just needed something that was comforting and brought happiness, Pristontale was going to be that game. And so that's why I started PTEU. In fact, I actually started PTEU with the intention of streaming it. That was the whole reason I actually, or one of the like main reasons behind picking PT also, was because I really wanted a game I could stream, and PT is like a game I really enjoy streaming. So like my intent from day one was that I was going to stream the game. And of course I've been on and off about doing that for the last 5 years. Burnout with school and internship, yeah. It's just a comfort game, man. It's just a comfort game. You know, I talk about it a lot on this stream, how there's something so special about Pristontale, and maybe it's all MMOs of this time period, but I just know it well with Pristontale, about the community aspect of it, right? Like modern MMOs, you just don't have that, you don't really have as much of that community aspect as you do here. Like me meeting you, Rev, like because partying is such an important part of this game, you want to play with other people, and so you end up making friends with people all the time. And that's the part I love about Pristontale. I feel like you just don't get that in modern MMOs these days. And I think there's a lot of reasons why that's the case. And I won't get into all of them because I've talked all about all that stuff to death at this point, but I mean, one of the main ones that I think the reason why the game is so good at being social is because the combat's so simple. I honestly think because the game is relatively so simple, it just makes playing with others, it makes it less makes it less aggravating to play with others, if you get what I mean. Because if somebody isn't playing 100% optimally, you know, you get so mad about it or whatever, so you don't have to worry about that in a game that's simple. Though, you know, you'll see me sometimes on this stream get a little frustrated with some people's play, but that's just what happens when you put way too much time into this game. In fact, I got yelled at. Okay, this is a funny story. I got yelled at in Iron 1 like late last week. We were in a party of like 5 people at a red spawn in Iron 1. And there was so many of us that there was basically never enough monsters spawning that using an AoE skill was necessary. And if you know anything about the skill balance we have now, single target skills got a huge buff. Well, honestly, probably over 2 years ago now, but they got a huge buff so that they're pretty on par with AoE skills up to a certain point. The basic rule that I tend to follow is you need at least 3 monsters to a hit with your AoE for your AoE to do more DPS overall than your single target skill. So if I'm trying to play fully optimal, which I'm not doing right now, you'll notice I'm definitely not playing optimal, I'm just saying fuck it, use AoE, but you'd be using single target skills if you have under 3 targets. And so I was doing that in this party of like 5 people, and I had somebody call me out. They're like, why are you not using Brandish? Huh? Why are you doing this? And I'm like, because there's never enough monsters to attack. And they were like, whoa, Knight that doesn't use this is so weird. I'm like, that's how the game is balanced. If you work out the math on it, that's just how it ends up being. So it was pretty funny. And they weren't like mad at me or anything. They were just like confused as to why I wasn't using Brandish all the time. It's also one of those things where, you know, the game has so much history. People have played it for so long that change can be hard for people to like grasp at first. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. When I came back to PTEU, I was super confused about the whole fusion system and the soul system and all that. I understand it a bit more, but I was really hesitant at first. Because again, massive change to a game that I've known for so long. I know how the whole thing operates, and then suddenly somebody's dropping a whole new thing into it. I was hesitant. And you're just gonna get that a lot in a game with this much history. But over time, you adapt. You start to understand the new things. I think I've got an okay grasp on fusion at this point. I'm still a little confused as to like what I should be looking for. You know, obviously I'm putting stuff into, I've got Zetons and Hoppy Souls. I'm just focused on XP right now. So I've got a 10% XP boost. I could definitely be higher than that, but I haven't wanted to spend too much coins on that just yet. But it's the other things. It's figuring out where to take the build outside of just experience buffs. That I'm not 100% sure. My kind of like long-term goal is to talk with the community, develop my own thoughts on how I want to approach it, and eventually make some build guides. Or what I was actually thinking, maybe not a build guide YouTube video, I wanted to make some build graphics. I wanted to make like good graphics that show you exactly like what you should be aiming for all your different fusions. Anyway, but that's a long-term goal because I need to understand the fusion system more before I go start making content telling people what to do in the fusion system. But also, maybe make a YouTube video about it. People seem to love build guides. That's my best performing content on my YouTube channel by far. Not that my build guides... None of my build guides... So, I say that out loud. But do not go to my YouTube and look at my build guides, because none of them are relevant. They are all horribly out of date by this point. I even, this was a funny thing that happened. I got like a message on... I got a message on YouTube of somebody who, like, they messaged that they were using one of my old builds, and it was like a really old build. So I actually responded to them like, you should not be doing this. You should not be doing this build. This build sucks. And they were like, oh my god, I didn't realize. Like, yeah, I'm so sorry. So I actually changed the title of a bunch of my YouTube videos to say, like, do not use this build. I still kept them up because people might be interested to, like, you know, interested in learning certain things from them. But in terms of using them for builds, don't use any of my build guides. They're all bad at this point. So it would be fun to make new build guides, but alright, the problem. So here's the problem I have with making build guides. I never know when to make a build guide, because to me, most of the classes, the build is pretty self-explanatory, but I don't know if that's because the game is that simple. Oh god. Nice. I don't know if it's because the game is that simple, or if it's because I'm just so used to it. So I don't know when to make a build guide and when to not make a build guide, because again, like, I feel like a lot of it should be self-explanatory, but based on the views I get, I guess there really is a market out there for people that don't find it as self-explanatory as I necessarily do. So maybe making build guides for simple stuff, or what I would consider to be relatively simple stuff, there still might be people who want to watch that, so. And that's why I think making build guides for, making build guides for Fusion, I think, would be something that would have a place, just because that is less self-explanatory, I think, than something like a class build guide. Especially with the way skills have been rebalanced, it's like... Yeah, some of my build guides are so old. They're from, like, before Skills 2.0. One of my archer build guide is horrendous. It's like pre-Skills 2.0. So if you want to see a relic of the past and, like, how the game used to work, you should watch that build guide, because it is actually kind of funny. Because it's like this weird hybrid of Pristontale EU and, like, classic Pristontale. Because it's PTEU, but it's with all the skills and stuff set up in a way that more emulates classic Pristontale still. You know, something that we have strayed. We've strayed far from the original, but the way I always feel about it with PTEU is the spirit is still there. Things are a lot different than the original game, but the spirit of the game is still very much in the same as PT, original PT, or at least EPT. I don't really know much about other servers, so. God, I did oh no, that was a real priestess scream. Oh no! Oh no! I thought that was my alert getting called again, but no, that was an actual real in-game crease to scream. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that was Rag. Or Rask. Rask, not Rag. Oh, that's too bad. See, that's why I do it as an alert. It's just so noticeable. Oh, I gotta make sure I'm paying attention to the boss. We got 20 minutes to go kill Chaos Kara. I want to make sure I get that in before reset, because yeah, this will be my last Chaos Kara for the day, I think. Even the scream is nostalgic, says Rev. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I went through, during my days of not really streaming too much, I was still working on my stream setup. And I did add a nostalgic thing to the subscriber notification. It has only been triggered once. And this isn't me asking for subscribers or anything. I really don't care that much. But if it does happen, there is a nostalgic thing attached to that that I set up. So if that does ever happen one day, there's a little stream thing attached to that. Of course, it's Pristontale related. God, the new engine is so nice. I was so hesitant at first, because when I was doing, you know, more development stuff and I was kind of more in tune with what other servers were doing, I saw some of the other servers' attempts at using a new engine, and oh, I thought it looked so bad. I was like, this is what people want? Like, this is horrible looking. Alright, thanks for the party, Rev. It was fun playing with you. I'll talk to you again. We'll get the clan thing sorted. Sorted out later. What was I saying? Oh yeah, other servers' implementation of a new engine, it looks so bad. So fucking bad. And so I was hesitant. When Chaos said that they were working on a new engine, I was like, I don't know if I want that. But I think Chaos took those fears that people had and really made sure they influenced the development process of it, and spent a lot of time trying to make it so that it both is new and looks better, but still kind of still has a Pristontale feel to it. And I think they did a pretty good job with that. And obviously with the different settings you can do for colors, you can tweak it to how you like it. And what I honestly find I do is I kind of tweak it how I like it per map I'm in, depending on what's the kind of vibe I'm going for. So it's nice. I think it's really good. I think it's a good update, and I can't speak exactly to all the technical issues that this is going to solve going forward, but I'm sure it's quite a few. So that's exciting too. I mean, the first one I know is the whole view distance. I mean, look how far you can see now. You never used to be able to see this far. So that opens up things for map design to take advantage of the view distance, so that can be cool for the future. And then the spawn flags, I think that was another thing that only came about because of the new engine. So I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm wrong, but I think the new map can only happen in the new engine. Like, doing it in the old engine just straight up wouldn't work. I think. I might be wrong. I feel like I heard somebody say that. But I don't know anything about the development side of things anymore, so I don't know the ins and outs of that world anymore. But still, exciting. Oh, I leveled up my fusion. 83. Yeah, there's definitely a couple little bugs with the new flag system that I know other people have mentioned, so I'm sure they're working on fixing them, but sometimes the monsters get really stupid now and just, like, do not come over to you, no matter what you do. You have to, like, walk around them a little bit, and then they'll finally start being like, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm supposed to attack the player. So that can be a little annoying. Give me a soul. Nope. I think I've gotten, what, 2 Zetan souls to drop so far? What quest am I doing, by the way? Iron Fist? Okay. We'll probably... we probably won't finish Iron Fist by the time Chaos Kara spawns. Because I'd like to go... I haven't done anything today at all. So I would like to... do some ice quests as well. Before reset. We got an hour 45. Okay. I thought I just heard a priestess scream again. It's like, oh no, not again. Speaking of priestess, so the other day when I was playing, I decided to try to half play on this character and half side screen my priestess hunting for souls, just to see what it was like. Yeah, I mean, it worked. I got a lot of souls from doing that. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't that difficult, but I don't know how often I'll be playing that way, because it does take a little bit more concentration. But I guess it's a good thing I got a 10x priestess, so I can use her for that. Is Fripp? Fripp is... okay. I don't think I've been picking up potions this entire time. Whoops. Oh shit, I was gonna do... ah, shoot, I missed Fury. Oh well, too much was going on. I was never gonna be able to keep track of that. I technically could have done my first level 89 Fury at 15 minutes ago, but whatever. We're not playing fully optimally, and that's okay. Oh, I also tried... so on top of using my priestess to grind for souls, I also tried dual playing both my knight and my priestess at the same time, which was doable. And when I say playing at the same time, I mean literally playing both at the same time, not like having one off to the side doing buffs, like literally actively spamming AoE on both of them. And it went all right. It was I never felt like in danger. Like, I never felt like I couldn't handle it. But the part about playing multiple characters at the same time that starts to get annoying is dealing with other people. So like, if somebody wants to party or something, now it's like they need to understand that I'm playing two characters at once. So like, who I'm talking to them from might change, and then I feel like kind of a liability, because I'm like, well, are people gonna be okay with me, you know, playing two characters at the same time. They're gonna assume I'm not playing efficient. I don't know. I feel weird doing that. So that's what kind of stopped me from wanting to do it. But it is definitely doable in the way the game is at this point, at least at these levels. Oh shit, I did finish the quest. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna finish that quest before Kara. Okay, well that's good. I'm debating right now, like, what's more XP? Going to Ice? Probably not finding a party. Maybe I'd find one. And doing those quests, or is it better to just work on Iron 2 and stick with this party? Might honestly be better just to stick with this party. Do I have a better one than that? Yeah, I should. Jesus Christ, I have 109. Hey, anybody want mana? It's gonna be 108 mana, Mystic Mana Pot sitting at the Quest Giver in Iron 2. Free to first taker. That is definitely... This is some feedback I'm gonna give to the development team. About Iron 2 specifically. Iron 2, I don't know what it is. I feel like there's an extra 0 somewhere in the drop tables because way too many potions drop in this map. Like, just this map specifically, the potion drop rate is crazy. I went to Ice. Ice was fine. Ice is exactly what I expected. But here in Iron, it just feels like there's potions everywhere. I feel like one of the monsters, like I said, has like 1 extra 0 or something, because it's excessive. Censored chat. I have a censored chat? What's up, Mav? Shouldn't be censored. If it is, it's not telling me that it's censored. Oh, in-game. Can't you, but you can turn off the censoring, right? Profanity filter? Oh, wait, no. There we go. Profanity filter off. Oh, you mean the blurred chat. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. If I'm in a clan, and also I guess kind of if I'm in a party, I just would prefer if they didn't have to worry about things that they say. It's not so much that I'm hiding it from... It's not so much that I don't want people to see what I'm typing. It's more so for the other people that aren't technically, like, consenting to having their messages read by other people. That's kind of my thought process on it, so... Soul System made having more than one character much harder or expensive. Yeah, that's a problem too. Especially as a person like me that never usually sticks to one character. Like, I'm going to spend the time and money to make this knight good, because my intention is to play this knight like higher level content. But will I do it on any of my past characters? Like my Atlanta? Probably not. Unless I like really start getting back into the game. I don't see myself investing time and money into upping the Atlanta stuff. You know what I was thinking about the other day? You know, Mech and Archer. Those have been my two like go-to classes the whole time I've played on PTEU. I don't actually have a 10x Archer. I didn't even think about that. My highest Archer is like 9x. I never leveled an Archer to 10x, despite having like 3 10x mechs, a 10x Atlanta, 2 10x Priestess. So I've like gotten there with a bunch of characters, but I never did it with a Archer. Like seeing one main characters and other both different playstyles. Yeah, that I'm not really too hurt that all my players can't be as as powerful as possible. That doesn't hurt me too bad because I've never really played this game to be powerful. I've always just kind of played this game to just be casual. I think what the way I've described myself previously is a hardcore casual player. Like, I don't really want to do the hard stuff. I just kind of want to have fun. But I don't know, that changes sometimes. Like when I've done seasonal content and seasonal races and stuff, I've gotten pretty competitive in those situations. So I don't know, it depends. I'm all over the place when it comes to this game. Like some of my best memories were seasonal launches first night. Like the seasons that I actually like put in the effort, and me and the other people on my team like put in the effort to play the game as efficiently as possible on the first night of the launch. Every time my team tried or did that, we were first place. Like we went hard. We would level faster than anyone else if we were like actually really going for it on the first night. And that was a lot of fun to me. Like making sure everybody was geared properly, figuring out when to switch maps at the right time to be most efficient. I really enjoyed that competitive aspect of the game. You know, after the first night, okay, yeah, then we fall behind a little bit, and you know, the way I've always thought about it is the first night of a seasonal server, that is like that is the sprint competition. That is where you can just use purely your game knowledge to excel. Anything after the first night is the marathon. Now it becomes less about game knowledge and more about your how many hours can you put into the game. So first night, yeah, I want to push it hard and like try to do things as efficiently as possible. After the first night, okay, yeah, now we can just go to normal no life playing. Because then it just becomes time. So that's like the one part of PTEU that I've like gotten, I would kind of get competitive about. That night, a brief stint with SOD back before. So this was back when the max level, or sorry, I shouldn't say max level. This was back when like the highest level gear in the game was 110 gear, and like 108 gear. Actually, it might have been 108 gear. During that time period, I was pretty competitive with SOD. But then things started leveling outside of like, then I had to level a lot more, and I just wasn't, and then I kind of fell behind with SOD. But I had a brief period of time when I was competing for top mech, which is why my high level mech actually does have a Bellatra champion title, because of it was just so happened to be during the brief period of time I was competing in SOD that Chaos ran like the one and only SOD competition and gave a title out for it. Or maybe he does it nowadays, I don't know, but at the time it was like the rare thing. I have 3 minutes to go kill Chaos Kara. Okay, let's go set up for Chaos Kara. Oh, I gotta turn on my... Yeah. I do like the new thing when you enter maps. It's such a small thing, but it just makes the world feel better. Makes you feel like you're really like going on a journey. I should probably sell and pick up pots while we're here. Let's see. Anybody here? See, can I see her on the map? No. Okay, so I can't see other people in Ice 1. So maybe I'll have people to play with. We'll find out when I get there. Does Chaos Kara drop a good soul? Is that something people farm for? I don't actually know what her soul does. I assume she has one. Because I've been fighting Babel the last few days, and occasionally like a 12x will show up and just completely burn Babel. I'm like fighting Babel for like 4 minutes. A 12x pops up, and then boom. It's dead in like 1 more minute. Nope. Oh, it's Siku. I was partied with them the other day. Own spec or aging success. Gotcha. Why does she not spawn with ads? Oh god, I'm frozen. I mean, I guess she has plenty of monsters that spawn around her. Chaos Kara. I got memories of Chaos Kara on this server. Back when I first started, this was the highest level boss in the game. It tells you how the levels were different back in those days. So everybody was fighting Chaos Kara. So you'd have the Chaos Kara right after reset. That was always the big one. Everybody would be there. The entire server, basically. And then what everybody would do is they would kill Chaos Kara, and then they would race to go kill Babel. So it was always like a timing thing. You'd kill Chaos Kara, and then you'd get the fuck out of there as soon as it hit the ground, because you needed to race to get to Babel before Babel gets burned to the ground by all the, I guess, 10x's at the time, killing it. Well, I don't think we're gonna get this kill now. Maybe? Did we get it? Oh, we got the kill. Nice. Okay. Alright. See if I can get a party with these two. I need to make sure I go turn this in. Okay. They do not speak English. I don't think they speak English. Oh, hey, Siku leveled up. Nice. Oh, so here's an exciting thing you can do with the new engine. So, things are a little laggy. Yep, loading in. All the people in town. All the shops. You know, but if we do this, even though I feel like there should be an easier option for doing this, but if we do this, boom! Now we can get around town without lagging from all the shops. Oh, we leveled up. Nice. I am level 90. We have got this night to 9x. It took about 10 days. About 10 days to hit 9x. And that's with like 2 days that I couldn't play because of the game not working. All right, we're gonna drop this javelin off, deal with it later. Then actually we're gonna drop off. Okay, we're just gonna assume that this party is not gonna be held together. We'll have to find something. Oh, I hit 90. I have new skills, don't I? Let's go take care of that. What are we leveling up, huh? Oh yeah, I've switched my build around. I'm doing talent build. My friend Rev was telling me that he was doing talent on his mech, so I did some looking into what talent provides versus what strength is providing. If I did strength, my damage was going up. If I did all my extra stats into strength, I was gaining like 4% damage. If I put all my stats into talent, I was gaining like 20% defense. While I'm not taking that much damage, my thought processes was with more defense, I would use my two-hander more. Using my two-hander is more damage. And I can be a little bit lazier with my two-hander. So maybe that makes up for the 4% damage loss. So, I don't know. Just a thought. Alright, he wants me to kill Chaos Karas. Okay. Also, I think it improves your attack rating too. I might be wrong on that, which is always a nice little bonus to have if you're single targeting at all. What do we got for quests? Ice Goblins. Okay. Now that we have the new engine, I don't know if anybody's talked about this for a while, but can we make the quests into a box like it is in every other game? Like, I don't know if anybody's brought that up in a while because we're just so used to this, and it's one of those things that's been suggested in the past, but like, it's one of those obvious things that people don't really mention, but I feel like it should be brought up again. Can we please get the quests put in a way that isn't things you have to hover over? Because that is a really annoying thing. That's one of those things that it's one of those quality of life changes that's going to be like bigger than I think people even like bigger than people are even giving it credit for. Like, I think it's going to be so helpful. Because it's like you don't know what you have, you don't know what your progress is, you have to always it's a lot. All right, we're just gonna, I guess. Oh, Galuvia, 2 out of 6. Okay. Dude, can you not even see party? Okay, there they are. Got it. I was like, is even party members hidden on maps? Okay, now that we're in ice, we are going to be changing the colors to that. I don't feel like losing my eyesight this early in life, so we're going to be lowering it down to dark color mode. Hey, at least that's customizable now. Ice is one of those maps that... How do I feel about ice these days? So... I love the iron. I love Iron 2 specifically. Iron 1 is okay. I should do a map tier list. That's what I should do one day. I should do a map tier list. That could be fun. But... Iron 2 is my favorite map in the game. The ice maps, they're okay. I mean, I think I would put the ice maps at like a 7 out of 10, I think. You know, they're a little too bright, obviously. The monster, the uniqueness of the monsters is so-so. Chaos Cars are cool. They're fun to fight, especially as a knight. It's just that at these levels, the maps go through such a roller coaster. Iron 2, top tier map. Ice, okay, we're talking like, you know, middle to good. And then we hit my least favorite maps in the game. Lost. The Lost maps. Land of Chaos and Lost Temple. God, I hate those maps. But... I would put those maps at, like, about a 3, and then they're instantly followed by another set of maps that I don't like, E.T., which I would put at, like, a 4. So, I think that's why I almost never make it past early 10x, is because once I hit that, the area of the game when I'm doing the Lost maps and then the E.T. maps, it just, like, grinds on me. I'm just like, oh my god, why? You know, Ice Mine is alright. I think Ice Mine looks pretty cool. Secret Lab is kind of nostalgic to me because that was like the first high-level map that I really experienced on PTEU. As in, like, it was the highest map in the game when I started on the server. So I kind of actually have some nostalgia from PTEU of SL. And I remember fighting Draxos all the time, and that was always a lot of fun because the whole server was fighting Draxus. Those were fun fights. So I have a little bit of nostalgia for SL. Is it the most interesting looking map? I mean, I'd give it like a 5 or a 6 out of 10, probably. After that, so what's the next one after that? It's Ancient Weapon, right? I think it's Ancient Weapon. Ancient Weapon's actually, I think, a pretty cool looking map. But I don't have enough experience with it to give too much. Yeah, I think... When did the ice maps come out? Because the ice maps were definitely a thing that came out while I was playing the original EPT. I remember, like, them being brought to the game. At least Ice 1. I don't think Ice 2. That was the last map that I remember being added to the game before I quit. So that's probably why I don't like the Lost map so much, is because they were, like, after my time. So I don't really have nostalgia for them. Because it is kind of funny, if I think about it. My opinion of maps drops considerably the moment they stop being nostalgic. So, I don't know how much nostalgia is playing a role in what maps I think are interesting. I mean, I think Iron 2, I think, is just... like, I think that is just a good map. Like, it just... There's a lot of work put into it, you can tell. I don't even know if I can say it's nostalgia, because I never got a character high enough level to even go to Iron 2. It was in the game, of course, but I never got a character to 85. You love Iron maps? Alright, so I might not be alone in this. What I love about them is they just have so much character. It just feels like the developers put so much time and effort into them, and you just don't get that in the later maps. I mean, they put a fucking flying fish. There's an iron flying fish in Iron 2. Why is there an iron flying fish in the map? Like, it doesn't make any sense, but it's so cool. Not to mention the giant machines. Which I guess are probably the hearts of Param? I guess? I don't know, I'd have to talk to the lore master on that one. I'm sure Verberin knows what those machines are supposed to be. Yeah, I really need to do a map tier list. I think I've been talking about doing a map tier list for years. Unfortunately, Pristontale is, you know, that game that's so obscure that there's no way somebody has built a tier list thing for maps that I can just load up, so I'd have to make my own tier list. Which, you know, is riveting stream content that we're not going to do. One night I was going on a rant about what were the best shields, and somebody watching actually did make a tier list for me for the shields that I could use. It's not hard. Well, so here's the problem with the maps ones, though. I would actually have to, like, I would either need to, like, find the list. With the tier maker thing, you want to have a picture associated to it, right? So I'd need to, like, get pictures of each map, and I don't know if there's a quick way to do that. Does this tier maker work with just text? I don't remember. I thought it always needed pictures. So for something like a shield tier list, it's really easy because we have images of all the shields in the game files, but not for maps. Black image with neighbor in it? Yeah, that's doable. But I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably set one up outside of stream. Because I would like, just for the sake of people watching, I would like to have there be images so people who don't remember the names exactly, especially for those lower level maps, have a visual reference. Because, I mean, let's be real here. Can you really tell me which specific map the 3 Morian starter maps is? Like, do you remember exactly which one is which? I mean, obviously I know what Road to the Wind is, but I can't... Which one's Forest of Spirits, and which one is... Okay, we're looking it up. I see, I don't even remember the name. Land of Dusk. Okay. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot that Valley of Tranquility exists. See? That's what I mean. I totally forgot that there was 4 maps. You know, the Tempskern maps? Boy, can I even name all the Tempskern maps at this point? I mean, I'm fucking 30... My 35-year-old brain is starting to forget these things now. Acacia, obviously. Dude, am I blanking this hard? Bamboo Forest, Acacia. Castle of the Lost, and then... What's that one map that never gets used by anything? Well, back to the map. Thanks for making this verb. Refuge, refuge, refuge. That's what I was missing. Also, can we appreciate how cool that map is? The guy who made this, Berberin, hand drew this entire thing. He overlaid every single map and then hand drew the borders of them to make this. This is... I wish this got used more, but it is so cool. Yeah, refuge. What am I at on my quest, by the way? I'm not paying attention. Alright, 72 out of 85. Oh, I'm paying so little attention, I don't even have my buffs up. My bad. Yeah, when I first started on this server, I don't even think we... Refuge of the Ancients wasn't used at all. Castle of the Lost wasn't used at all. Because basically when this server started, it was much more similar to like classic PT in that regard. You would do the classic map rotation, right? For Temskrin, GOF, Bamboo, Acacia, and then straight to Ruinin. So, skipping those first two maps. So at least now that gets a little bit of use. There's just... what the game needs, almost, is the game needs, like, another complete level shift. In order to, like, justify using more of the low-level maps. It's never gonna happen, because... You know, you only want to be in the wasteland maps for so long before it starts driving you a little crazy. So, like, I don't think we'll ever actually use Castle of the Lost, but there's just too many low-level maps. Who dropped the axe? What? Oh, somebody just got a legendary Chaos Axe. Chaos Axe? Whoa. So that's not even a... That's not even a unique. That's just a straight up legendary just dropped. That's pretty cool. Oh, speaking of that, this happened off stream. So I was playing in Iron 1. Just doing my thing. And boom, I got a legendary drop. It's like, oh shit, what'd I get? This is cool. It was a unique. It was one of the fusion uniques. So I'm like, okay, that's really cool. I think it was the Scythe. I was like, that's awesome. Cool, cool, cool. And I continued on my day. About 2 hours later, another legendary drops. Guess what? It's another fusion unique. And it was the sword this time around, which I already had one, so I didn't need one, but I was like, holy shit, I just got 2 uniques in like a couple hours. Before that, I had only seen 2 legendaries drop ever. So that was pretty cool. I, of course, told the dev team that I got 2 so quickly, and they're like, that's crazy lucky. That should not happen. It's about damn time I had good luck in this game. I did pick up another key, right? Yeah, I took the party quest. Okay. Always have to check when I'm streaming, because I always get so distracted. So that's the other reason I like streaming Pristontale, is because it's so easy to get or like you can get distracted and it doesn't affect things too much. Whereas if you're playing like an actual game that takes like a bunch of thought and effort, it's like, Jesus, I don't want to have to pay that much attention to what's going on. Speaking of that, I did pick up the Fusionist Sword. This was before one drop for me. Yeah, this thing is I mean, just like any of the uniques, it is really good to have a unique when you're at that level that can use them. They are quite overpowered. But that's why they're desirable. Like, I haven't even had to worry about a two-hander for many levels now at this point. Which is good, because I haven't found a two-hander that even comes, like, is even any good. I don't think I found a rare one, or at my level, or anything since, so. Because we're starting to reach that point of leveling now where there's no guarantees that I'm going to be finding gear that I need, so got to be paying extra attention to shops and whatnot. Dude, the market is so confusing in the game. Because it's like, I mean, I guess it's always kind of been this way, but it just feels worse now. You'll have people selling stuff at prices that make complete sense, and then you'll just have random shops that are selling, like, the most basic items for just a ridiculous amount of coins. Just like, what? It's like low-level gear, and they're like, oh yeah, you know what? That's gonna be 300 coins. Like, what? I guess the game has always had outliers like that, but it just feels more apparent now with the coin system. Yep, shit. The whole time I've been leveling Knight, I've been like a little bit frustrated with the fact that so many of the skills are specifically only powerful against undead, and that's kind of annoyed me the whole time. Then I get to Ice 1, and I fight Chaos Karas, and I'm like, this is perfect. Knight is perfect. Never fix it. I can just destroy Chaos Karas. We need no changes here. This is exactly what I want. It is weird, though, to me. It's just... It's weird to have a class that is so... that has so many bonuses to one type of monster. It's just weird from, like, a game design standpoint, because it's like... It's not like you can choose the monsters you fight, right? It's kind of why I've also kind of had an issue with resistances on enemies, like the resistances we see up there. I've always kind of had a little bit of an issue with it, because, like, why would you design... if you design something in the game that makes a monster more susceptible or less susceptible to a certain thing, if you put that into the game, you're also... in order to take advantage of that, you need the player to be able to choose what they use to attack it. Like, if you're gonna make it be something, you also want then the player to modify what they're doing to adapt to that. But the problem is with the way we do skills, basically there's only like a couple of skills that any class is ever going to use. And so they're going to be of that specific element that they are, and you're never going to use the weird skills that are maybe a different element. So the whole resistance thing ends up kind of being pointless, because it's like you're never going to modify your gameplay to accommodate for it. So yeah, I don't know. Kind of feel similarly about monster typing. If you had the option to modify your gameplay to adapt to it, then cool, perfect. Have systems like that, but we just don't have that. You know, if there's a soul that should be out there, maybe this could be an idea for a soul. Souls that change your damage type. Couldn't that be kind of cool? A soul that changes all your damage to fire type or something. So if you're in a map that contains, I don't know, ice... I don't know, are they more susceptible to... because they're... I don't know. They have lower fire resistance. So like that could actually be a use case for it. Like what you need to do is you need to add the reverse of resistance. You need to add like penetration or something. You need to add something that like reduces the target's resistance even further towards a certain element, and then do more damage of that element. Wow, we have got cold eyes galore. Holy shit. Also, something that I feel like should get added to the game is more consumables. There should be more ways to, like, customize your play to a specific thing that you're doing. So, instead of just having forces, which, you know, obviously up your attack damage, there should be consumables that do things. I would really like it if there was, like, a big update that just added a ton of new consumables to the game. Oh, is he out of here too? I might be soloing. Well, good thing I'm not on... Or no, I am on the party quest. Damn it. Okay. Oh, shit, not paying attention. Almost dying. Yeah, if I lose this guy, I'll just party with... I'll just log into one of my other characters and party them to finish the quest. Not the end of the world. I need to get as many levels in as I can early this week, because I believe it's Thursday a new game comes out that I've been looking forward to for a very, very, very long time. Kirby Air Riders. If anybody knows of the good old Kirby Air Ride from like 2004, fantastic game. One of those gems from the GameCube, and they're making a sequel for it. I'm so hyped. It's like one of the only Nintendo Switch games I have pre-ordered ever. Because normally I'm like, what's the point in pre-ordering a virtual game? But I'm so pumped for that. It should be so much fun. I'll probably still aim to stream this weekend, but I'm definitely going to be distracted for a couple days on that one. Speaking of that, I still got to finish the new Pokemon game, which was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the new Pokemon Legends game. But I never got around to finishing it because, as is the normal problem with Pokemon games, man, the story. It can be such a slog sometimes. The biggest problem with Pokemon is that, like, it's a game that... It's a game that has the actual player base of the game is, like, any age. It's kids through adults. Because it's adults playing it because they played it as a kid and they just want to keep playing them. But Nintendo designs the game specifically for, like, kids. And not just, like, kids, like, young kids. So it just ends up being such a slog sometimes to get through them. And I get it, you know, at its core it is supposed to be a kid's game, but, like, you know, at least accommodate your older player base a little bit. Like, let us skip the tutorials, my god. Also, I just got, like, 3 rare items in a row. Where are we at on this quest, by the way? Oh, we're only at 5? God, I swear I've gotten more necklaces than that. Ooh, I got a soul. Nice. What does that soul give me? Attack power. Oh, that's not too bad. Attack power plus 5. Speaking of, we should probably pop some GS crystals. Okay, we're doing 3. Why did so many Mystic Crystals drop in these maps? Oh man, we could redo an old Ash Stream thing right now. God, I haven't done this in years. So the thing is, when fighting in these maps that have mystics that spawn, you basically people in chat will guess which monster they think the mystic is gonna spawn, and if they guess right, I gift them a sub. That's how we used to do things a long time ago. Haven't done that anytime recently because I just haven't really cared too much about subscriptions or anything, but we could redo an old thing now if enough people in chat are want to get in on this. Could be fun. So yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. So, I will spawn this Mystic Crystal. You can't really see it because it's blurred out, but it's a Mystic Crystal. If you guess what, if you make the correct guess on what monster it is, I will gift you a sub. So, if anybody wants to make a guess, make a guess. If we get a couple guesses, I will do it. What time is it anyway? Okay, it's 5:08. Did I turn in? Yeah, I did turn in. Okay, so we're good there. Ah, I've been frozen. No. How does the freeze effect work in this map? Is it that any monster can freeze you? Or is there only specific ones? I feel like it used to be that specific monsters you have to worry about. Damn it. I'm in this bug. This happens from time to time. My character will just keep walking. I can't get them to stop. Only way I can get them to stop is by attacking something. Okay, I gotta be paying more attention to stamina pots. I think that's the part that's kind of getting a little annoying, is the inconsistency of the potion drop rate depending on map. So you go on one map where it drops just a ton of potions and you just get out of the habit of picking stuff up. And then you enter the next map and it drops far less potions, and then you have to remind yourself to start picking things up again. Why does it keep... Oh yeah, I guess can't see this on the stream. Basically, there's a thing that pops up in the chat every few minutes that's like, new top clan score. It doesn't say what clan, and I feel like, is the number always the same? I don't know. It must be every time somebody finishes an SOD run or something that it's doing that. It's definitely a bug. I don't think somebody's getting a new top score every 15 minutes. Why not? Nah, shoot. Okay, we got 50 more monsters left on this quest. Why did this song get so quiet? All right, we're skipping ahead. Ooh, Jira, nice. Yeah, so what we're listening now, it's a new genre of music that I discovered relatively recently. It's called artcore. I think when I was searching for a breakcore playlist or something, this came up as something, and so I gave it a listen. And like, I feel like it's really good stream music because it's like video game electronic music is kind of what I feel is what it sounds like. It's got like a video gamey vibe to it, but yeah, it's still like got that electronic vibe, so I feel like it works really well for, at least on my stream music. It like gives like epic RPG vibes. Okay, I have way too many crystals on me. We gotta start using these. Save that. What do we want? Launch. All right, 41%. That's a decent grab. I didn't do... I guess I still have 15 minutes to do Babel. Yeah, we gotta do Babel, so I gotta set a reminder. Go do that. All right, we're just gonna spawn them all. I feel like Guardian Saints need a buff because they like do not last even as long as a Dark Spectre, and I feel like a Guardian Saint should definitely last longer than a Dark Spectre. Maybe I'm crazy. There needs to be like different tiers of Guardian Saints, right? Okay, like that could be cool, right? Like not just one Guardian Saint crystal, but like a Guardian Saint equivalent at like multiple tiers, and then always have it be a rarer drop and have it be more powerful than the typical one, just to kind of change things up we back. Just to kind of change things up a little bit from the crystal standpoint, to make it like when you get a Guardian Saint crystal, like whoa, okay, this is exciting. Like that could be cool, right? Because they look so badass. It would be cool if we put a little bit more emphasis on them. We could call it the Guardian Saint season. A whole season focused on Guardian Saint crystals. Okay, that could be kind of cool, like a summoning season. Okay, now I'm actually getting kind of excited. A whole season based around crystals in some way. Not necessarily just higher drop rates of crystals, but like just expanding on crystals, maybe capabilities or something. That could be fun. What if you leveled up your crystals? What if you did... No, okay, no, I get what you're saying. They would level for you, basically. It would you'd probably have to put, like, AFK prevention type stuff in it, which I think the game already has for crystals. So you like have to be actively attacking for them to get kills. I might be wrong, but I think that's how they work. They better work that way. But like, yeah, like what if you leveled up your crystals? That could be super cool. And like they had skill trees, crystals with skill trees. That could be cool. We could call it the well, I guess we kind of got our own version of Pokemon already in the game with souls, but like really Pokemon thing going on. Legally distinct Pokemon. Oh man, okay, hear me out. You level up your crystals, then you can fight other players with your crystal. That's right, we're adding PvP for crystals. Literally Pokemon. There's no way something like this would ever get added, but I could dream, right? Way too much development time for something that would be so little used. That's like PTEU in 2032 features. Because isn't that what basically WoW did after like a decade? They're like, fuck it, we're adding Pokemon. I don't have a boss timer on screen because this map doesn't spawn a boss, so I gotta pay attention. I'm glad that the boss time is consistent now every day at 30. That's a good change. The fact that it was always at a different time before was always a little... I mean, I don't think it really added anything to the game, the fact that the boss time was always at a different time every day. Not having it that way, I don't feel like we're missing anything. So I'm glad that got changed. I think that's got to be a relatively new change, right? Because I played like in January a bunch, and I don't remember... I remember boss times being the same way they always were. What are some other cool ideas for seasonal content? It's like, now that we have the new engine, now it's like the development thing needs to be about making interesting gimmicks for seasons. So what else would be good? And we got a history on this stream of coming up with ideas that ended up becoming really big for Pristontale EU. I have definitely told the story many times, but the whole entire idea of seasons came out of this stream. This was early on in my streaming days, when basically the only person who was watching me at the time was Chaos, and we were just chatting. And both me and him came to the realization at the exact same moment, we're like, you know what? Seasons would totally work on Pristontale EU. Like, that totally works with the way Pristontale works. So we had the idea during the stream, and then it was announced like a week later. So there is a history of ideas on this stream leading to things. So it's not all for nothing. But what would be a cool seasonal gimmick? I feel like there could be room to expand on the fusion system in some way. You know, more souls, maybe I don't know. What could you do? I was thinking like merging souls or something to make like... Oh no, I think I read that apparently in the pipeline is going to be some kind of way of customizing your map experience. I think I heard Chaos type that out, or saw Chaos type that out at some point. Where basically you can put modifiers on, like, map. Think very similar to, like, Path of Exile. I have no idea how that's going to work. But I think that was something on the list. So one of the really cool things that it's going to be in the game now because of this new engine is instancing. So instancing basically means that you can have multiple people in the same exact spot. They just are all in their own instanced version of that spot. Whereas the way the game works now there is no instancing. That's why SOD is always a fight between 4 groups, because you can't just have an individual room per person. You need to give each person a distinct room, since there's no instancing. But with instancing coming to the game, you open up for whole kinds of customizations. And so if you are able to do modifiers on a map, and then you're basically creating your own instance of a map. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, we'll see how it gets implemented. Because on one hand, I'm like, okay, that's cool. You can customize the map to however you want it to be. But then it's like, it takes away the one aspect of Pristontale, which I think is really important. It's the social aspect. Because if you're just making your own instance, then you're not being social anymore. So... would it be a good change? I don't know. But it's definitely interesting. And I trust that the team is going to be able to come up with a way of implementing something like that in a way that still fits with the overall Pristontale theme. Because I think they've proven over the years that they've been able to do that, so... So, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll see what they come up with. If that's actually the thing that they're doing. Imagine playing with modifiers on a map. What would the modifiers be? Like, one modifier I would love to see is, like, single target skills do 500% damage or something. So that way it just turns into purely a single target thing. Even your, like, AoEs don't even match how good your single targets are. So even in a massive mob, you're still just spamming single target. That could be cool. Just really change up the gameplay a lot. Because that's what I want. I want modifiers that force you to play in different ways. Oh shit. Oh shit, I got 4 minutes. Dude, am I still slowed? Okay. Dude, look at this view distance. It's so cool. So if you don't know... Oh, damn it, it kept the buffs up. There's a new command in-game, /hide me. And you can completely hide your character. But, it's not broken. Don't worry. You only hide it on your screen. Other people still see you. So that's what I did for my character here, because I wanted to get like a cinematic view, but I forgot all the buffs that I have on me don't disappear. This was a GM command that we had forever. I'm glad they made it something so everyone can use it. It's really nice if you're trying to take cool pictures. Okay, we need to switch off of dark mode. We go to bright mode. Dear God, okay. Okay, we're gonna drop a bunch of health. And we're gonna drop a bunch of mana. Oh, so one of the interesting things that's happened with the update is climbing. Can we get a F in the chat for climbing? Because classic Pristontale climbing does not work anymore. What I mean by that is try to climb on top of the warehouse. Let me know how it goes for you. It is no longer possible to climb on top of the warehouse, which is a very, very sad moment in Pristontale history. Yeah, sad day. Now, there is one thing though. There is a new method for climbing that has come out of this update. So climbing isn't dead. It's just evolved like other features of this game. So now you can climb, I can show it a little later, but there's like a method that involves corners where you can climb up objects if you stick around the corner. So that's exciting, but sad to say that some of the classic climbing spots in the game, the ones we all know so well and love, they are no longer, a lot of them no longer work. Especially sad, because literally like a week ago, I posted a thing in suggestions like, you should add climbing quests to the game. Why can I not highlight this pikeman? Why is this? Okay, I guess this pikeman is completely unfocusable. I also couldn't get on top of Latra, or SOD. I tried climbing SOD, the old climb didn't work. There might be a new way to do it, because I did actually come up with a new climb to get on top of the battlefield walls. Or maybe it's an old climb and I just only discovered it, but so you might be able to take that climb and work your way on top of SOD. So, it's a little sad that some of the classic climbs don't work, but, you know, we have new ways of doing things now, so I guess we just gotta kind of adapt. Oh no! Party got expanded. I get the kill? Nope, didn't get the kill. I didn't think I was going to. Okay, now I can select him. Whatever. Alright, let's get this turned in before reset. What we get? Rune beads. Common rune bead. Free Mystic Crystals in town. Get them while they're hot. Alright, let's get this quest turned in for reset. We got 27 minutes to go till reset. I'm not even going to bother picking up the next quest, or the last quest. Somebody also mentioned it in suggestions, but they were like, can we use Eura for something? And like, honestly, yeah. Can we use Eura for something? Just anything. Like, can we have some kind of interesting use for it? Because that would be awesome. It's just the forgotten city. Like, there are so few cities in this game. There are 4 total cities. And one of them just gets completely ignored. In almost every sense. Oh wait, there are 5 cities. I forgot about Ruinin. Oh, the disrespect to Ruinin. Alright, is my buddy still around? Doesn't look like it. Okay. I may end up streaming a lot next week. We'll see. I have the entire week off. Oh, there's 1 coin. I took the entire week off of work. Well, I have 2 days off for sure because of... I have 2 days off for sure because of Thanksgiving, US holiday that's late next week. But I have so many days off that I need to take that I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take the entire week off, so I may end up streaming a bunch next week. It depends on if I've got other stuff going on. I don't really have too many plans yet, but I may end up getting plans, so we'll see. But if not, expect maybe a few streams next week. And long streams. We're almost at the end of the year and I still have like 10 days I need to take off, so I'm like frantically trying to fill my get my days off taken, because I don't get to save them, unfortunately. They go away at the end of the year, so I have to spend them. You know, I got an apology to make. When I first came back to the server, or this might have actually been in January, I noticed the update where the level gap between skills went from being 2 levels to 5 levels. So what I mean is, if you want to level up a skill, the next level actually has a requirement that's 5 levels higher than the previous requirement. It used to be that it was always 2. Now, I liked when it was 2 because that would line up with when you got your skill points. So it made it really easy to max out a skill because you could do it as quickly as you could get, you know, 20 levels past it or whatever. And then, since it was changed to the 5-level thing, at first I was like, oh, this is terrible. Because now it's really changing how builds work out. Because you just can't spend all your points. But as time has gone on, I actually think I appreciate the change a bit. Because what it's done now is it kind of forces you to have to use a little bit of build diversity when you're leveling up your character, because you can't just pump everything into that main skill anymore. You kind of have to distribute it to some other kills. So when I bring that up, there's basically 3 skills I'm leveling in tier 4 Knight. The first, the third, and the fourth. And basically, because of the requirement, I'm actually having to level all 3 of them at different times. Like, I have a higher priority with some skills than the others, but I have actually had to put points into all 3. Even though, ideally, I would have put all my points into, like, the first skill, for starters, then the third skill, and then anything left into the fourth. But instead, I've had to distribute them. Actually, I think it's kind of a good thing to force a little bit of diversity. So, yeah, it's one of those changes that on paper I really didn't like, but now having experience what the gameplay's like with it, I actually kind of respect it and actually kind of think it was a good idea. It forces you to have to think a little bit more during building, which is not the worst thing in the world. I've always been a proponent of build crafting being a little bit more intense in Pristontale, if at all possible. And while this is far from being intense, it at least makes you have to think a little bit more. It does make, however, making build guides for people a lot more complicated, because now we've run into a situation where you can't just tell people what skills to level. You now have to actually take into account when to level them. So it almost becomes more like Path of Exile, where if you've ever followed a Path of Exile like leveling guide thing, they don't just tell you what your end goal is, they tell you what to level up at each level, like bracket or whatever. Because it's important that you not only get to your final goal, but also are putting things into the right spots during the process. Now, it's nowhere near as complicated as Path of Exile, of course, but it's kind of following a similar logic now. All right, we got 15 minutes till reset. We are at 65%. I gotta make sure at 7 o'clock I go do Fury. Yo. Somebody posted in chat that their mini-map was bugged. Nope. Your mini-map is not bugged. They were saying that they're not seeing their boss time, so their mini-map is bugged, and that is not actually a thing. It's not displaying the boss because reset is in 15 minutes, and there's technically no more bosses today. It is a stupid bug, though. But I mean, I guess it's a bug that exists. I mean, it's not... I don't know. It's technically a bug. Well, it's technically not a bug, because the reason why it wouldn't give a boss time when you're within reset is because the boss time for the day isn't determined until you actually hit reset time, so there wouldn't be a timer to any time because we don't know what the time is. But now that we have a set boss time, you could definitely make the argument that it's actually a bug that it's not saying something because we know exactly when the boss is going to spawn, so yeah. So I've been looking at shops as one does when they're, you know, leveling up a new character. Trying to find stuff for my character. You know what I have not had a hard time finding? Shields. I've got so many, like, high rarity, good shields that I've been able to find in shops. I have been able to find nothing else. I've got my shield set all the way until, like, level 95. But in terms of, like, any other piece of gear, can't find anything. I don't know what it is about knight shields, but there's plenty of them out there, apparently. And for, like, good prices, too. God, offline shops are so nice. This is my first time, like, really playing the game since offline shops became a thing. They are so nice to be able to just throw something up and then just passively it's just doing stuff. That was such a good change. Oh, am I about to DC? Nope, I'm back. Because, like, I don't have the world's most important items to sell or anything, but, you know, I'll set up a shop with all the rares that I find that I don't use. And just have that sitting in the background running. Made quite a bit of money off of it, I feel, even though I don't really charge too much. I'm terrible at making money in Pristontale. I apparently missed a bunch of conversations here. Sorry, I'm reading some texts. It's amazing that you can play this game completely not paying attention now. a little bit ridiculous, but... Okay, sorry. Oop. Got some rares. What we get? Doom bracelets, pike spec. That'll go in the shop. It's the other part I love about rarity, though, is it just makes it so much easier to know what to put in the shop, at least at these levels. It's like... commons? I don't even have commons on my filter. I don't even see them. Uncommons? Instant sell, for the most part. Sometimes it might be better than what I have, so I might use them, but for the most part, uncommons are sells. And then anything rare and above, well, either use it, of course, or if I can't use it, sell it. Makes it a lot easier to sort through stuff. You're not, like, staring at the gear like, well, are these stats good enough? And I don't know, would this sell? And no, none of that. You just, all you gotta care about is the rarity. Which is good, because that's one of the things that rarity was supposed to solve. Was changing the way the market operates. Both simplifying it and expanding the market. And I think it's done that. Seven minutes till reset. Alright. What am I gonna do at reset? Should probably go pick up... Is Chaos Kara? Yeah, Chaos Kara would be this hour, I believe. So I'll go pick up CC as soon as reset hits. And then I guess we'll just keep doing ice quests. I don't think there's really anything else I need to worry about yet. You know what I kind of want to do? I kind of want to... I wonder if there's any recordings online of people playing original EPT. But like early on EPT. This is why I think it's probably going to be hard to find a recording. I want to find like video of people playing maybe like 2010 time period. Because I would love to look at it and just compare things the way they were then to the way they are now. I think that could be super interesting. Because a lot of the change... I mean, maybe I say this as a person who's been around this server for a very long time at this point. You take for granted so many of the changes that you don't even think about them not being in the original game. Like, I completely forget that the item frames didn't used to look like this. That they used to look rough. I mean, like, rough. The original item frames are... They're honestly kind of hard to look at because of the font they have on them. And they look way different. So things like that, and obviously quests. We all know that that one's different. Oh, got another soul. Nice. But, like, what else? I could technically go back and watch an old video from PTEU. I do have some streams from the, like, when I first started. Hey, I finished Bitter Ordeal. Nice. What does that give me? Is that the one that gives me 10 stat points per level? So this was after my time, but wasn't there like a higher level quest? Was it like a level 100 quest where you like got a weapon for it? And that's the weapons that we used to use for 90C. I think they get now used for like 95 weapons or something. Did that used to be a thing? I feel like that was a thing. I feel like I've heard stories about that. I wasn't around for that though. Because finishing Bitter Ordeal got me thinking about other high-level quests. God, hitting level 100 in the original game. What a fucking journey that must have been. Like, let's think about this. I've been playing this character for a little less than 2 weeks. 12 days. I guess it's technically been 12 days. 2 of those days I guess I wouldn't count because I couldn't play the game because it was bugging. But so like 10 days. I played this character for 10 days. And I am level 90 in 10 days of play. So what level do you think I would be in original EPT? I would probably be what? 3x original EPT rates? Maybe high 2x at this point? Oh, I should have turned in the quest before reset. Ah, I could have got... Ah, shoot. Oh, well, I probably wasn't going to finish all the ice quests today anyway. Dude, my shop tonight's gonna have so many armlets in it. Ah, alright, sorry. Wanted a little snack. Let's get the whole gang out here. Hum my minions. Remember the days when you could just bring a Mystic Crystal to Oasis and level up like 20 times? I think when I started on the server, that was actually still the meta for leveling up early level characters. Because we didn't have early level quests. Did we have early level quests? When did Quest start? I think Quest did start on Ruin It. Yeah, so when I started on this server, we didn't have any quests for low levels to do until you got to Ruin It. Then in Ruin It, the questing, the party quests and stuff started to be a thing. Pretty sure that's how it worked. And then at one point, the entire starter quest thing was developed to try to make onboarding a little less harsh. Which I think the starter quest is actually quite good. Guides you through the early stages of the game well if you're not aware of what to do, and even if you are aware of what to do, it still pulls you through the stuff in a pretty efficient manner. Ooh, CC. Nice. I got a Chaos Kara Soul. Own item plus 3%. Nice. Got quite a few souls tonight. Gotta figure out what to do with them. I have this problem where, since I haven't really been trying to fully figure out the fusion system yet, I've just been collecting souls and just filling my mules up with them. Because I'm also not really sure how much to sell them for. It's the other problem. Let's see. Do we just want to do... Let's do normal. If Iron 2 dropped way too many potions, I feel like Ice 1 is dropping way too many crystals. Because I feel like I am never short on them. Oh, lag. Where's the Zeton? Pests are so annoying. Oh, another pest. Okay. Dude, I just cannot compete with Mage's meteor shower thing. So if it was level 89 for Ice 1, is it 94 or 93 for Ice 2? I don't actually know what the Ice 2, because I feel like things got shifted around a little bit. Because I swear last time I played a character it was level 90 for Ice 1, but I could just be misremembering. So, I wonder how long it's going to take to get to 10x at this rate. Think I could be there by next week? Possibly? Yes, it's really just gonna depend on if I am playing as much as possible. I mean, if I even get just... If I aim for like a level a day, a little bit more than a level a day, then yeah, I should be 10x within a week. I mean, I'm definitely gonna hit 91 tonight. Alright, we're switching back to Breakcore. I need me some snare drums. Oh my god. So is it cold eyes that do the freezing? Or is it any mob? Because I still haven't figured it out. Alright, we're doing pure Dark Specters. I did try to fuck around a little bit on this character, and I tried to see if I could do a Holy Incantation build. If you don't know what skill that is specifically, it's the one that lets you take over undead monsters. Because, like, I like doing weird builds. I like trying different things out than what people would normally try out. So I tried a level 10 Holy Incantation build. Spoiler, it's terrible. It's really, really bad. Like, really, really bad. Maybe... You know, I want to say that maybe it's different at higher level or something, but looking at the skills stats, it just isn't going to be better even at higher level, because the damage that your summon does is a set value. It's not based on anything. It's not based on the monster's damage. It's not based on your damage. It's just like a set value of like 300 damage, which is just laughably weak. So I tried, and while leveling it up does make it a lot tankier, it can take way more hits, it has way more health, the damage is so bad. Like, I definitely feel that the damage should, like, maybe be level, vary based on level, like has level as a multiplier or something, or have it in some way be based on your own damage, so that way it at least scales. But the way it is right now, it's pointless. It's a fun skill to use. It's fun to have to find. I mean, Hero would be great because you could take over Chaos Karas, and that would be really fun. But they just, I could take over this Chaos Kara right now with level 1 Holy Incantation. Its damage would be shit, and it would die almost instantly. So it's just completely pointless. Spawning all these Dark Specters, though, does bring me back to a night that I had back in, like, original EPT, or sorry, PTEU, in Ice 2. So this was back in the day when Ice 2 was the go-to map for spawning, or for farming Jiras. It might still be, I don't know. But back in those days, it definitely was the map for farming Jiras. And so you'd go there all the time. And the crystals used to spawn so much. Dark Specter crystals and Guardian Saint crystals. You used to get so many of them in that map. That one night, I had such a collection of them And at the time, there was no limit to how many crystals you could spawn at one time. So I just started spawning crystals. And I kept spawning crystals. And I kept spawning crystals. It was that day that I learned the buff bar actually goes to a second line if you'd have too many things on at the same time. I did not know it did that. Because I had a hell of a lot of summons. Now, you might think, oh, well, having so many summons, things probably died really quickly. No, because at the time they weren't balanced, so they did very little damage. So it was a hilarious number of monsters, but they were not killing things in any way quickly. I wish I'd gotten a picture of that. Ooh. Not enough space. I'm gonna make enough space. How's my quest doing, by the way? I probably finished because I haven't been paying attention now. 512. Might get this done before CCQ. How'd you change the UI skin? I made the UI skin. If you type !mods, that'll bring you to a list of all the mods I've made. And then this specific UI is called Ash 2025 UI. And then it's an installer that you then run on your game folder. It only works on PTEU though. If you try it on any other Pristontale server, it probably will break stuff, so. But this UI isn't done yet, though. Most of the important things are done. So I got the HUD done. I got the inventory screen done. I got the warehouse and shops done. But what I don't have done yet, and I'm still working on, is the skill window, the character info window, and then things like mixing and aging. My goal with this UI is to do everything. I want to have the entire game themed around this. But that's going to take some time. I don't have the patience to do all that in one night, because it's kind of a pain in the ass to modify Pristontale. There's a lot of logging in and logging out of the game that you have to do. That and the files in the game folders are structured in they're structured in such random ways. Because the game's been worked on by different developers over the course of like 20 years at different times. So sometimes a UI is using this asset, sometimes it's using this asset in this completely different folder, sometimes it's using a completely differently named and one that doesn't even make sense asset. It's just all over the place. So even finding what to change sometimes can be a huge pain in the ass when you're searching through all the game files. And then the other problem we have nowadays is the launcher likes to override when you make updates to the game. It likes to... I'm gonna lose my party again. Okay. We gotta log into a second character so I can do my party queue. Oh yeah, you can't. Unfortunately, there's no way to edit the UI scale. So how I get around the UI scale problem is I set my monitor to a lower resolution. So my monitor is a 1440p monitor, but when I play the game, I set it to 1920 by 1080. and then I make the game window 1600 by 900. So it's like inside, it's like centered on the screen inside of it. And if I do all that, then the HUD is bigger. And it's also closer to the center of the screen, so it's easier on my eyes. I know wow, I ran out of stamina pots. I know UI scaling is high on the list of things that, like, need to get addressed because the game is just unplayable in higher resolutions. Ignore that. You know, it's funny too, because the game for a brief period of time did actually take into account your scaling, your window scaling. So if you set it to like 25% or 50%, the game window would actually accommodate for that. And then it stopped supporting that. Actually, I talked to the main dev about that. I was like, why did it work one point and then stop working? Apparently there was some technical reason. Okay, this sucks right now because I need to get this. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna get out of here. Oh yeah, I'm not done with the quest. Whoops. Yeah, I wish there was a way to adjust scaling in the game files, but it was something I think I kind of tried to look into when I was doing some development stuff, but it's just not, it's not easy in the slightest, unfortunately. Okay, we can continue. Let's see, we got 2.5 minutes. Let's just go to that red spawn that's closer by the boss spawn. Alright, we'll fight here for a couple minutes. Because we only need 35 more party kills to finish the party quest. Was there anybody waiting at the boss? It's the first one today. There's got to be people here, right? There's always people at the first boss. Nope. How things have changed over the last 5 years. There was a time when every player in the server would be fighting the first Chaos Kara. But oh, how things have advanced since then. How many freeze effects am I getting hit by right now? Oh, jeez. Okay. Dude, I am frozen by everything. Dude, how many of these fucking things are gonna spawn? Okay. Can we go back to single target skills, please? I suppose I should just buy those... I should buy those frost resistance, whatever, potion things specifically for this boss fight. Log out to character screen when? Well, now that the new engine is around, I think it's probably more likely than it ever was. Oh my god. The fucking freeze effect, man. It's so annoying. Was there somebody else fighting it? Did I not get... Is there some invisible person here that was also fighting it? Because I don't think I got the XP for that. Well, that sucks. Why did I not get the XP? I didn't think there was anyone here with me. Maybe I'm just blind. Okay, let's get this turned in before I forget. And almost die in the process thanks to the level scaling. I don't know if I understand the level scaling thing. Why is it... So I get that I'm partied with a higher level character. But why is it having any impact on me? The level scaling thing is kind of new since I regularly played, so I don't really understand how what it's doing. I did pick up Babel, right? Yeah. Oh shit, I still need to go turn in Bitter... Who do I turn Bitter Ordeal into? Oh, Palai. Okay. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal to finish it, but... Alright, how many kills do we need? We need... 2! Well, okay, well... Probably should have just killed 2 things before leaving, but okay. We'll go get the 2 kills that I need. Okay. This should level me up, I would imagine. Yep, there we go, 91. Oh, I think that's what, 2 levels today? I will take that. Or no. No, yesterday. Well, I guess I did hit 90 in this. Barely over a level, let's put it that way, because I was almost leveled up when I started the stream. Okay, so I have this idea. We're waiting for Fury, so Fury will happen in 25 minutes. But in the meantime, I have an idea for something to do. This might be a stupid idea. I want to look at one of my streams from 5 years ago. Because I want to find one of... Because I just want to do a quick little comparison. This might only take a couple minutes. I want to compare what the game looks like now compared to what the game looked like in one of my first ever streams. So let's see if we can get a... Okay, so this is the first ever stream that I posted. So what can we... Alright, so no true differences yet. Obviously, there's no item rarity. See, come on, pick up an item or something. I mean... I feel like the range on that skill seems higher than normal, but maybe I'm crazy. I can see I already modified my client in some ways, because I always do that. Alright, pick up an item or something. I want to see what the items look like. Alright, we're switching up. We're going with... Nothing seems too crazy here, so let's switch to a different... Oh, it's still Atlanta. How about this? Looks like I switched to a mech. Okay, auto mech, Iron 1. Yeah, maybe these just aren't good characters for this. To see new things, because obviously auto mech isn't that much different. Just go into an inventory. I want to see what the inventory screen looks like. Fuck it. Let's see. Oh, wait. Maybe we have something here, maybe? Hey, Rick's actually decently full. This was 5 years ago, so this was like... Things were doing okay at this point. I mean, that's a decently full Rick for outside of a season. No offline shops. $90B items back when $90B existed. Oh, wow. The solo quests were... Okay, if you saw that. Solo quests were only 100 kills. All you had to do for a solo quest was 100 kills. That's crazy. Then again, they were worth way less XP. I had forgotten about that update. So you didn't have to go back so often. Because can you imagine going back after 100 kills? You'd be going back up. Oh, that's right. Clever Neuter was still a thing. Or original Clever Neuter. Oh, that hasn't been a thing for a while. Mushroom Beehive, Ancient Prison, Railway, Heart of Param. That's right. I forgot about that. That's so funny. There's no symbols on the map. There's no red or yellow spawns on the map. That wasn't a thing yet. Alright, let's go back. Let's go back to town. Anything else? I think we've probably seen most, but wonder if there's any names I reckon. I do recognize a few names that I saw. So, alright, well anyway. I was curious if we could see anything interesting. Nothing too interesting, to be honest, but... Alright, we got about 15 minutes. So let's go to... Let's go back to Ice. Do I have the Ice solo queue right now? Solo quest Ice, yes, okay. Oh yeah, what level is that sword? That's coming up, isn't it? That's probably my next tier? What's that sword called again? Sonny, I need your website. It's not going to give us the right... It's not going to give us the right, levels, but let's see, weapons, swords. So yeah, I'm using Avenger. So Avenger, this was the 88 sword. This was the 89 sword. So this will be 94 or 93 or whatever. Okay. Okay, good to know. '92 sword? Okay. I don't know when the tiers are at this point. I'm gonna have to track one of those down because I do not have one yet. I don't even know why I'm checking the map. It's not like I can see people on the map. I really hope that gets fixed tomorrow. There's going to be an update tomorrow if you didn't know. Chaos said that they're going to put out a patch tomorrow to fix a lot of the bugs. So that should be good. So, how much harder is the second Fury compared to the first Fury? Which rarity is the Cupid pet? Great question. Common. A Cupid is common. My little trans rights, Cupid. I thought Cupid was great for having a a name that's trans rights. I thought that was funny. Oh, I ended up doing some more 3D printing. So, I think that was the last stream I did. I 3D printed a Hoppy. I did end up 3D printing a Sagittarius, the weapon. It doesn't look that great. Because, spoiler alert, when you take away the textures from a lot of the things in Pristontale, boy, the models are incredibly basic. The Sagittarius looks really bad when it doesn't have a texture on it. I can go grab it in a minute and show it, because it is interesting, though, to see it, like, in real life. I wish I was good at painting 3D prints, because I'd love to, like, actually paint it to make it look like the in-game item. I should just buy some paint and try. That could be a fun thing. Like, start with, like, the Hoppy. That's, like, relatively easy. God, okay, so I did a little bit of farming for souls, right? On my priestess. I have so many fucking radiance and transparos. It is beyond ridiculous. Because I was doing Battlefield of the Ancients, and I picked up every raid and trans I found. I filled an entire mule, both pages of inventory, with raids that I found from doing that. And transes, I almost filled an entire mule. So I'm like thinking to myself now, if I go do more farming for souls, am I just gonna avoid Sheltums? Because, like, I mean, it's great to have the Sheltum when you need it, but honestly, there's a point when you just have too many. And they become more of a hassle than they are nice to have. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna have enough gold while playing this game to be able to afford all the aging that I can do with all the raids and transes that I already have. Because that's the limiting factor. Sheltums aren't the limiting factor, really. It's just gold. Alright, 12 minutes till Fury. I have to keep saying it or else I'm gonna forget. Many times on this stream have I missed things just because I completely forget about it. In fact, for a while I was just setting timers every single time there was something I had coming up that I needed to make sure I hit, just because I would miss things so often while streaming. You want to know one of the worst things for monetization on this server? A knight will never buy a costume. Because why would you ever need a costume when the character looks this good by default? A knight's default skin is literally costing the server money. Because why would any knight need to buy a costume? I even have, like, a pretty unique costume on this character. I literally never show it. Because why would I? Why would I show the costume when I have the default armor to show off instead? I have the Twitch costume. So it's a costume that I made when I was on the development team. The goal was for this costume to be given out to anybody who Twitch streams regularly. And so you have to go through chaos to get it. You can't buy it. And so when I started up this character again, yeah, I made the Twitch costume. Okay, made is not exactly right. It's based on a different costume. But I just recolored it purple so that it worked for Twitch. I didn't technically make anything. I just recolored. Also, I threw a Twitch logo on it. Yeah, the goal was to inspire more people to stream, but I don't know if it's ever really done that. Because the thing about it is you can't just, like, stream once and then get it. You gotta, like... There is no, like, technical amount of streaming that you need to do to get it. It's kind of just all based on feels, but, like... You know, if you're only streaming to get the costume, you know, it can be pretty obvious, and then Chaos won't give it out, but... Oh, no, I cannot sell or trade it. That's one of the rules. If you get a Twitch costume. If Chaos catches that somebody has it that's not supposed to have it, you are getting that shit taken away from you. So it can only be used by people who stream. But if you start streaming... Technically, it's in some ways, it's the cheapest costume that exists. There's just a little requirement onto it. Exactly, why not? Streaming PT is fun. It's such a chill game to stream. So it really doesn't take that much. Okay, we got 7 minutes. I'm gonna head out early to go for this Fury, just because I want to make sure I get a party and whatnot. Also, how many people are even going to be there? I don't even know. So we'll head out at 5 minutes too. Do you need to stream often? I mean, that's the thing. There's no technical requirement tied to it. You just need to stream enough that Chaos would consider you to be a streamer. What that means, I mean, you'll have to learn from him exactly what that means, but basically it just means you can't just, like, one-off stream. Or even, like, just a couple times. You have to be, like, consistent about it. Relatively consistent. Like, in terms of English-speaking streamers, currently, it's just me and Dysmorphia. which I think are currently we're currently the only two English-speaking Pristontale streamers. Then again, the most of the time when I'm streaming, I'm the only English-speaking Pristontale streamer. So more English-speaking streamers is a good thing. Oh, I forgot to buy more cores. Did not plan to talk while streaming. Dysmorphia rarely talks when she streams. So I don't know if it's a requirement. Again, Chaos is the only one who can answer a lot of these questions, because I really don't know what his requirements are these days for that. Okay, we got about 2 minutes till AF. I'm a little bit later than I wanted to be, but we'll get there. Is nobody here? Oh god. Are we soloing Fury? We're soloing Fury. We're fucking doing this. I don't go through the NPC just because it costs so much money. Alright, we're soloing Fury. Us against the Fury, here we go. Unless somebody shows up. Like, do people just not do this? Oh, wait, we might have somebody. Yes, we do have one person. The heck? Where's my... There we go. Wow, that is the... That mage has unlocked teleport. Dear God. They have unlocked a new skill. Tier 5 is here, everybody. This mage knows teleport. Dude, how many mages are we gonna have here? Alright, I have no idea how difficult this is for the second tier Fury, so I assume it's not going to be that bad, but I mean, I have done some Fury fights in my day that have been incredibly difficult. That was a different time, though. Some of those early seasonal Fury fights, when you barely had anybody at the level yet, were some of the most epic fights. They would go on for like a half hour. People would be dropping left and right. It was... That felt like a legit boss fight. I'm guessing things aren't balanced that way anymore, but we'll find out in 2 seconds here. Also, is anybody going to go for... Why can I not target you? There we go. Does anybody go for the minions? So damage-wise, I'm barely taking any damage, but boy, this thing is got some HP, doesn't it? Oh boy. Well, settle in, folks. We're gonna have ourselves a war of attrition here. I'm still looking forward to the day when Pristontale boss fights can have like just a little bit of mechanics, just a little bit. Doesn't need to be hard mechanics. Just like, you know, drop a little AoE on the ground or something. You know, just something that you have to dodge out of. That's all I'm asking. Doesn't have to be crazy. Just something so that I can't do the fight without touching my keyboard. Yeah, health-wise, this does give me vibes of those early seasonal Furies back in the day. But the thing about those Furies is every time it hits you, you lose half your health. This time around, I have out-healed every bit of damage I've received. I mean, to be fair, I'm on a character that does a lot of healing, but I'm looking at this mech over here, too, and this mech is not digging anything. Nobody's taking any damage because I'm healing them all back up. That's funny. Oh, somebody got kicked. Oh, shit. You gotta attack. God, before we had the AFK kick, Fury used to be infuriating. I did not mean the pun. Because you'd go to Fury, and it was literally like 2/3 of the people there, AFK. It was so bad for a period of time. Just on the edges, all around the edges, there was just people not playing. So annoying. Yeah, people would go AFK, tiring, and they would buff Fury for how many peoples? Yep, exactly. Yup. It was so frustrating. That was so high on my list of requests when I like first started with development stuff, even though I never worked on it. That was way outside of my realm of capabilities from a development side, but that was so high on my list, was like, redo Fury, make Fury better. Because this setup of Fury is just not good. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give some feedback that Fury 2 might be a little bit over A little bit over health and a little bit under damaged. Because, like, I'd understand if I'm not taking damage, but, like, no one is taking damage. Oh man, okay, it's not good when you're doing a fight and you literally yawn. I'm gonna clip this part of the stream and just send it to the development team. My buff's gonna last? Am I gonna have to rebuff for the end of the fight? We're almost there. So close, 50,000 health. Oh my god, we're gonna do it. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, it's over. 112 mil. Alright, that's a good amount. It's a good chunk of XP. Oh, Jesus. Stupid scaling thing. Alright. Alright, but it is unfortunately a weeknight, so I gotta call the stream a little bit earlier than I've been doing the last couple of ones. But this weekend, we'll probably do later streams, because I don't really have big things going on this weekend, so I'll probably go for a bit. But it's a weeknight. I got work tomorrow. I gotta do shit for that, so I'm gonna hop off early tonight. So, thank you for coming by, Blur. Nice to meet you. Thank you for chatting away. And yeah, see you all later this week. Take care.